The Color Purple is the best musical I have ever watched. I'm usually not a big fan of musicals, and when I went to see The Nutcracker, I fell asleep until the Nutcracker fought the Mouse King. That should tell you enough about my history with musicals. This movie sets itself apart from other musicals because Warner Brothers Studios ponied up $100 million to execute this film, and the money was well spent. Fantasia Barrino almost turned down the role of Miss Celie after her less than enjoyable experience as Miss Celie performing on Broadway. Glad she didn't do that. Her role as Miss Celie was played very well, and we all know that she can sing, not just sing. The story starts off showing Celie pregnant with her father's child and her sister Nettie, played by Halle Bailey, being her strength. Whoopi Goldberg makes a cameo in this version of Color Purple as a midwife delivering Celie's baby. How ironic is that? Their father Alfonso is very abusive to both young women, and he forces Celie to give her baby to him so he can give it to God. This is the second child that has been taken from her by her father. Shortly thereafter, you see that her baby is given to another couple to raise as their own. Celie deals with extreme amounts of abuse, and the only peace or happiness that she experiences is with her sister Nettie. Her father rips her from his home and sells her to Mr. for a cow and a few other things. While living with Mr., he treats her terribly and beats her constantly. Nettie comes to live with her and Mr. because her father attempted to touch her inappropriately. Mr. ends up kicking Nettie out of his house one evening when he tried to do the same thing as their father did and put his hands on her. Enough about all the painful experiences. The musical performances throughout The Color Purple are set up masterfully. Oprah Winfrey, Quincy Jones, and Steven Spielberg infused their talents to bring a new twist to this 2023 Color Purple. During every song, the cinematography was on point. From the corners of the town to washing clothes in the waterfall, the scenes fit together like a puzzle. Along the way, Mr.'s son Harpo grows up and dates a strong-minded woman named Sophia who takes no from anyone. Sophia isn't afraid to fight back because she has experienced abuse throughout her years living with male family members. You know Sophia had to say her iconic lines from the original Color Purple. All my life I had to fight and I love me some Harpo. God knows I do, but I kill him dead before I let him beat me. Sophia builds a relationship with Celie and teaches her to stand up for herself along the way. Mr. disrespects Celie by bringing his promiscuous singing mistress Shug Avery into their home and allowing her to stay for a while. Shug Avery is played by Taraji P. Henson. Celie and Shug hit it off, becoming fast friends. Shug starts to stand up for Celie as well and provides her strength to be an independent woman. Shug being in the house takes attention off of Celie so that Mr. isn't beating her as much as he usually does. The women go explore town, watch a movie, and enjoy each other's company. This is one of the few times that you see Celie actually enjoying herself and having a good time and doing normal things that people get to do when they live a regular life. But because she is being treated as a servant instead of a wife, she doesn't have these freedoms and these joys to do these things. But when Shug comes into town, she allows Celie to have a little bit more freedom and flexibility because Mr.'s not so uptight. He doesn't hate his life as much knowing Shug is in the house. Eventually, Shug ends up leaving for Memphis and Celie begs her to go with her, but Shug tells her she will be back. Celie explains to her that when Mr. is there, she's not beat as often and she doesn't feel so sad because Shug brightens up the house. Even though she's a mistress for Celie's husband, Mr., Celie actually enjoys her being around because it allows her a peace of mind and she's able to do things that she's not normally able to do. Celie is dreading Shug leaving town because she knows that her life is going to go back to misery, and that's why she's pleading with her to take her with her before she heads out of town. But she doesn't end up doing that on this trip. She has things that she wants to take care of and she has to get back to singing. So Sophia comes around to check on Celie and she notices that Celie is feeling down. Sophia coerces Celie to go with her into town to enjoy herself for a bit, but things go awry. When arriving at a gas station, Sophia is being harassed by the mayor's wife, who is trying to convince Sophia to be her maid. Sophia politely declines, but the wife steadily insists that she changes her mind. Sophia tells her, hell nah. The mayor walks over to Sophia with attitude, asks what she said. She repeats herself, hell nah. He slaps her, and she knocks him in the next Friday. Sophia is arrested and locked away for 6 whole years. Celie is the only one who comes to visit her weekly, keeping her spirits up while she is facing these tough times. Sophia is finally released from prison and they do a Thanksgiving dinner, and this is where things become fun. Shug is back in town with her new husband. Sophia's out of jail. Harpo has a new woman. Mr. and his father are there as well. Celie has finally become fed up and tired as a koala bear of Mr.'s shenanigans. Last time Shug was in town, she helped Celie uncover that her sister wasn't dead and wrote her letters weekly. Mr. was hiding the letters. Shug tells Mr. Celie is leaving with her to Memphis. Mr. tries to break Celie down to nothing by telling her she is ugly, can't cook, and is a worthless woman. She puts a knife to his neck and threatens to kill him. She calls him horse crap, and Sophia is laughing hysterically. Sophia says there's going to be some changes around here. Celie, Harpo's wife Mary Agnes, Suge, and her husband take off for Memphis. Celie leaves Mr. with one last thing to remember. Until you do right by me, everything you touch will crumble. The reason why that statement is powerful in this movie is because Celie basically is telling him that karma is going to get you for all of the things that you've done wrong, and especially the way that he's mistreated her throughout her life of being with him. Seeing as that being the case, it's almost like she put a spell or a hex on him. Good for her. They head out of town fast, going to Memphis, headed to a better life. When they arrive to Memphis, Celie is in amazement of the house that Suge lives in and the fact that she now has her own room. They celebrate Celie's newfound freedom and all is well. Fast forward to Mr. at Harpo's juke joint drunk. He attempts to walk home. It's storming, raining. He stumbles to the ground and you see an aerial view of Mr. curled up in fetal position and promises to God he will do right. This is a very significant point in the movie because this is where you see Mr. actually has a conscience and possibly has a heart. He's starting to feel remorse for the way that he's mistreated Celie for all these years. He's trying to change his life in the right direction. Celie's father, Alfonso, dies. She returns home to attend the funeral. After the funeral, she is informed by Mary Ellen that Alfonso was never meant to own the store that Celie and Nettie worked at. It was actually left for Celie and Nettie by their mother and their biological father. Alfonso stole it from them once their parents died. Miss Celie ends up changing the store into a fancy pants store, and when you come in there, it's set up with bright, vibrant colors and just beautiful fabrics and things that you would want to see. It's very aesthetically pleasing, and it makes her happy and brings her joy. All of a sudden, here comes Mr. bringing her personal belongings to her that he kept from her, and he attempts to rekindle things with Celie, but at this point, she's done. She wants nothing to do with Mr. She has the stankiest look on her face when he tries to make a pass at her. There's a final reunion of everyone, and Nettie returns home, surprising Celie with her 2 kids and grandkids. Through all the struggles that these women face, they eventually find happiness and freedom from all of the years of abuse from different men and just all the trauma that they experienced throughout their life. This is where you can see the movie changes to something good from all the negativity that came around and shows that love still prevails and that people do change sometimes, not always, but sometimes, and there are things that can be learned from experiences that you've had throughout the way. The choreography performed in this movie was exceptional, and the settings where each song is performed carry your mood with it. The use of light in many creative ways keep you engaged throughout the film, and the power trio of Fantasia Barrino, Taraji P. Henson, and Danielle Brooks exude the characteristics of Celie, Suge, and Sophia as if they were born to play these roles. Sophia is my favorite character in this movie because of how she never lets a man tell her what to do or how to do it. She isn't afraid to speak her mind and fight for what she believes in. Her song Hell No is a must watch. Overall, I give this movie an A- for the wonderful way that this version of The Color Purple took on a life of its own and never felt like a remake. Thank you, Splashers, for watching. Join the Facebook group link down below and check out my review of Aquaman 2 and the Lost Kingdom, as well as the review of the new Wonka movie. I'm grateful for everyone who watches my reviews. Subscribe to Splash Talk if you haven't already. Thanks, guys. See you on the next one.